Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota 2 Champions League. We're here with the grand finals, Rebels versus Imperial, the Imperial actually. So we got a good old Star Wars matchup, the mirror matchup, the Rebel versus the Imperials. And I'm not going to be alone for this one. I'm going to be joined here by Mike Loris. I'm Lysander myself, and we are proud to bring you guys the grand final of the D2CL Season 9. Welcome, my friend. Crap, muted. Oh, yep. He's muted. Wait, is he muted? No, he's not. He just muted himself. So, hopefully he hears me. I don't know if he hears me.
You were muted.
Okay, I was muted, but I already introduced you, so all good. Hi.
All right. Well, I'm here too, so that'll hopefully be nice for everyone. I'm not sure what you said, obviously. But,
I say welcome to the finals. We have a Star Wars matchup, Rebel, Imperial. You know.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. I mean, in Star Wars, it's kind of designed for you to sympathize with the Rebels, but in this game, I think the Imperials. I mean, I guess like Star Wars, they have a massive advantage. Like they are the team to beat, not only just like in this tournament, but in some other tournaments as well. Like Imperial are up there.
Well, I mean, I remember when I casted with you the Imperial Sharks game, or was it the Rebels and M111 game, Meow 111? You know, you kind of said that, you know, these two teams, they look really shaky. Regardless of who wins, Imperial will still be a leg up on them, or even 2 legs up, if we're going to be so bold. And, you know, I kind of agree with you on that. I mean, we saw Rebels play, and they were great, but not on the level that Imperial played. You know, they decimated their opponents to this stage, and I don't know, I feel, even though it's a BO5, it is still a very Imperial favorite game. It could go the other way. I mean, it takes 3 wins in a row to, you know, get that sweep, but I think Imperial are still the stronger team here, and we get a little bit of color coordination from both teams. We have it Outworld, we got Slaughter, and then we got Warlock and Beastmaster. You know, the tones are really pleasing to the eye. Let's see if they keep it up.
Red versus blue, Rebels versus the Imperial. It's you know, classic battles up in here, but it is worth noting that Rebels used to be, at least in this tournament, Skorahod +4 had the bank squad. Now they have Fervian, who I haven't seen a ton of, but hard to fill the shoes of bank score, obviously. So yeah, I'm not sure if Rebels are necessarily all, you know, ready to play as a team to the same degree as Imperial, who have been together now for months at least. So, you know, there is that to consider as well. But Rebels, they have a really interesting opening in Warlock because it's Warlock. But Beastmaster with Warlock is actually pretty ridiculous because of that aura. Inner Beast Golem it's silly.
Yeah. It's, oh yeah, actually it's true. I kind of feel like the Warlock Golem's main problem is movement speed, actually. It has really poor movement speed. It's like a bootsless hero, I think.
10 seconds remaining.
It moves almost as fast as that. It's like 310.
I'm not sure exactly how fast it is, but usually it will struggle to hit a target that's running away from it.
Yeah, it's like a lumbering giant of sorts. And yeah, Inner Beast is nice. It can club fools that are not running away from it. There's the bow and there's a Beastmaster hold for it. So we got a lot of summons coming in here for Rebels. Do they stick to the game plan, pump more zoo-like heroes into the Imperial way, or, you know, maybe settle down for a little bit more calm and collected Dota? What do you usually pair up with the Beastmaster's Inner Beast?
Oh, with Inner Beast, you usually go for your like Luna Shadow Demon type strategies.
Okay.
I don't really think Rebels have to go that deep though, in order to make this Beastmaster really work. Like right now, they have the Inner Beast kind of synergy with Warlock. But as long as they have heroes that are at all attack speed based, then Inner Beast should be fine. What they should be looking for is some way to capitalize off of the vision. Beastmaster actually provides some way of getting those quick jumps, those quick assassinations, so that they can actually use that Inner Beast to push immediately afterwards. Still, the game plan of, you know, picking up a Luna type draft is not terrible, but they really just want to get on the tempo with the Beastmaster. And Imperial, they have a Slaughter who is usually going to get active a little bit later than a Beastmaster. There will be that earlier opening for Rebels where they should be able to start the fights, and Imperial will, in theory, struggle to defend against them.
Yeah, well, Witch Doctor gets picked up, so they're expecting, you know, usually you pick up the Witch Doctor for the heals, because of how good it is against DOT damage, which is what Warlock offers. That's one thing. The healing is really good for that. The other thing that's good, the Witch Doctor, is the combo with the Slaughter amplify damage. You have that straight burst. Then of course the Cask gonna dissuade kind of divey lineups. So it's a decent hero. I know some lineups really play with the Witch Doctor to great effect. Some just pick it as a filler hero. So we'll see.
I mean, yeah, it is gonna be like, I feel most of the time just a filler-y type hero. Like,
yeah, you don't want to reveal too much.
Like a bounty hunter, but it does have like pretty much as much synergy as you could possibly want right now, right? Like, you're up against Warlock damage over time. You have a Slaughter on your team. Isn't particularly great or terrible versus the Pudge, but you know, Rebels are going to, it looks like, set up for some sort of pushy type draft. Someone who would really be good with their draft right now is a Terrorblade, but then you have to walk into an OD at that point.
Oh, the Pudge pick is do you say would you say surprising given the lineup, or you know, because they're playing a siege kind of lineup, having that Pudge to pull someone out of the base might be their game plan. You know, snipe someone out with a Pudge can break even the strongest formations.
And you have the Hawk set up for a little bit of extra sight, so I think this is going to be one of the stronger Pudge games as far as enabling the Pudge to get those initiations. And Pudge and Beastmaster usually kind of do the same thing, at least for the team. They just start the fights. So with both of those two heroes, it should be Rebels to have, at least in theory, again, control of the game. It is hard to pin down when exactly Pudge is the best hero to go for, and you know, some teams just don't pick it, but Pudge is probably better here than it would be in some other games.
Alright, so keeping with the team, you know, we're edging towards the purple side of things, but you know, still in that blue spectrum. Imperial pick up that D2CL. It's a nice little combo. The Vec into the Slaughter's Crush has that Iron Shell with the Slaughter as well. It's a nice little bit of synergy if you want to chase someone down. Have that Mech Carrier. Overall, a very well-rounded draft. Good for high ground defense as well. So Imperial, you know, just picking a little bit of security, a little bit of a mixer, if you can say, for this draft. You know, want to have a little bit of everything. And Rebels, they pick up a nice counter, a Juggernaut, immune to magic, so the setups from Crush or Vacuum will not affect him if he spins the timing, gets the timing and the spin right. They're really keeping to the color code. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep up with a thematic draft if you're gonna win. Obviously, that and get stacked cosmetics. But yeah, Imperial, they are probably looking at a support Slardar at this point, which is, you know, in a decent position up against support Pudge. Usually will win man fights in that situation. Is a little bit awkward versus support Warlock, but I think it's probably still decent enough. This is pretty like standard Imperial stuff. They're kind of just crafting their entire draft around this this Baby Knight hero, and the last hero of Imperial, it should be one of the slower ones. Heroes like PA, Centaur, I mean, these are like Ace's bread and butter right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna run a safe lane Slaughter though. It's probably a D2CL Slaughter lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're using up your reserve time.
What is Ace gonna get? Is there any room for a Centaur here?
Probably. It's a hero that's less dependent on support help, able to really crush an offlaner if they get out of position, tanky, resilient to harassment. I think it's not bad. You have a setup stun with Witch Doctor to get the hoof range, so he even got some heal.
Ursa.
Yeah, Ursa is really good
here
against Jug as well. Yeah, I think Ursa is actually the thing here. The only thing about the Ursa pick is it'll be off color. It'll be bad.
You can't pick up the Ursa, guys. Sorry. That's against your color scheme. But Ursa is like the nuts here. Like he shreds the Warlock Golem. He's really resistant to the you know, Juggernaut Omni Slash and the Beastmaster Horde just because of his ultimate. He kills Pudge like nobody's business. Invoker's pretty good up against Ursa, but you know, you have Surge, you have set up with the Slaughter and the OD in prison.
Gotta pick up that Night Stalker,
should
man.
Be the all-star pick.
Get a Night Stalker. Make it blue. Don't you dare, Imperial!
Morphling's kind of blue. Morphling isn't the worst here.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you make some really good points for Ursa, and I don't think I really want to... I don't think I can really make any sound arguments as to why it's not a good one. But apart from the color, I mean, I would say that's pretty sound. But apart from that, Imperial, they got some good choices. You mentioned the Ursa. They are going to go PA, and they did it! They did it. They did it. All right. So it's good because you have the amplify combo as well, and a part of me feels like they just want to meme it and then get the color code right. So yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I think this is also a more comfortable hero for Ace. I feel like he always plays Phantom Assassin, and Phantom Assassin with Darkseer and Slardar is pretty insane. Still, it's very similar to Ursa in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm still down with this for Imperial.
Yeah, and the best part about it is if you're good at RNG, PA is really good of a hero. You know, you get those dagger crits, blink crits, first hit bashes, all the good stuff in one. And yeah, let's hop into the game very quickly. And oh wait, yeah, wait, I need to restart my Dota. I got the wrong resolution again.
All right. Well, nothing's happening, so you're not going to miss anything. We didn't really talk about that last pick Invoker. However, I mean, Rebels, I guess, could have put the Juggernaut mid. That would have been a little bit risky, so they're just going to put the Invoker up against the OD. Should be an okay lane for them, especially when you have a Pudge on the roam, and we've seen some pretty sick play from Roger on those supporty, roamy type heroes. Pudge is no exception. This is looking like a pretty heavy tempo game for Rebels. I mean, they have a Pudge, they have a Beastmaster, now they have the Sunstrike to kind of capitalize at the end of that. If they find you out of position, they will kill you, but Imperial going in deep for a wraparound.
Hope I don't miss first blood.
You see this, feel free to interrupt, but it looks like they're going to run into Roger. Dagger first, slow him down a little bit. Baby Knight going to look to cut him off with an Imprison. They have the Cask out as well. Noya looking for the Crush. Okay, now they have the Imprison, which means the Crush is all but guaranteed. Invoker does not want to be in a level 1 fight, and Pudge, he's got to deny himself, but it's not going to happen. Baby Knight, first blood for the OD.
I caught the end of
that,
so
Invoker.
Not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, blue team takes the lead, 1-0, and yeah. If you guys are just tuning in, it's the grand final of the D2CL Season 9. We've got a BO5 here, so we've got quite a few games that could potentially come out of this series. We got Imperial versus Rebels, the good old Star Wars matchup. And of course, Imperial, you know, let's say you favor them. They are playing the bluish lineup versus Rebels playing the red, so we got some real teams going on here. And we got a Rochester Pudge as well, so getting first blooded there, not part of his plan, but you know, Pudges can afford to die a little bit in the early game, so we'll see how the mid lane goes and how Shashlo manages to get the farm. You already see him popping that Iron Talon going into the jungle. This PA lane is going to be disastrous for him, so
yeah, I mean, this OD is going to have such a huge advantage because he already got that first blood. The lane early on for Invoker usually isn't that bad, and Exort, yeah, it levels up and helps him last hit as well, but Baby Knight is going to have a little bit more power in his level up. So the OD should have, especially with that first blood, a little bit more of a sustained advantage. The only lane that's kind of in contention here is this top lane. The Slardar Darkseer is really good, but not really that good up against Blade Fury, so they do have to catch, you know, your Warlocks and your Pudges off guard. Roger is actually hooking creeps into the hard camp and is kind of jungling as Pudge. He got level 2 off of that, which isn't bad.
I think he hooked the neutral over, right? So that they aggroed the wave.
Oh, yeah. Can you... Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think you can hook a creep
You definitely can. Hook
yeah,
rage.
I don't think you hook like a lane creep. I think you have to hook
No, you have to hook the neutral so that they run over to the camp.
Yeah.
And,
You're right.
Yeah, this support Slardar is just being annoying right now. Getting that level 2 advantage on Pudge. Oh, Pudge is level 2 as well. He has the rod and the hook, but I don't think he's winning this trade, so already forced back. The Slardar has Windlace as well, so coupled with the sprint, gonna be a lot faster than Pudge, so can't afford to drop too low in health. Has to pull back. Trying to save up for those Tranquil Boots. Shashlo actually taking the time to farm, got some creeps under his tower, so gonna be very happy about that. I'm not sure if he has been blocking the camps with his bird. I'm not sure if he can do it actually.
Roger's actually wrapping around Ace. It's kind of tough for a Pudge to gank these lanes, but Ace actually has no backup anywhere nearby. He's just gonna fight it out. Ace is a man. He's actually winning.
He's losing a lot of life though. Oh, Sunstrike! Perfect! Nicely done. And, well, that's gonna be some gold and EXP for Tame My Wow. So it evens up the score, 1 kill for 1 kill. And with a banish, they could always set up a very easy Slardar Crush to gank up this Invoker. But it's still gonna be a challenging task with just a Slardar level 1 Crush. So I don't think they'll be trying anything without Orb for now.
Look at this. They've rotated Ryze all the way up towards the top lane now. Of course, Slaughter gets a lot stronger with someone like a Witch Doctor on his side, so they can really put the pressure up here. Ace, he got ganked, yes, but I mean, he was very, very far down the lane. If he keeps the lane on the bottom exactly where it is, like in this general area, I don't think he's going to die unless he gets hooked by a Pudge. And even then, there's no stun immediately afterwards. You just Phantom Strike back to the creep wave. So Imperial's supports are able to roam around like this. They haven't really accomplished anything of value so far. But, I mean, this pressure is eventually going to kill someone.
Yeah, and the Warlock support is starting to show its weakness. I mean, as a Warlock support, you can't really challenge any kind of NC pulls or any dives. You can heal, you can fatal bonds, but it's not an instant response. You can't do much to save your carry if he gets dived. So that's why a Juggernaut was really required here. And even then, you can feel some of that pressure going on with the Darkseer, constantly pushing the wave under the tower. Seedoy missing a couple of last hits here and there. Still managing to be on the top of the pack, but could be better. I mean, the Warlock is getting solo EXP though as a support, so that's going to be better for him, but Darkseer is not going to get zoned out at all in this lane.
Roger. He's found in the river. That's not where a Pudge wants to be.
Rot. Oh, Rot. Ah, no.
Oh. Real hard to Rot deny up against Stifling Dagger because it has such a low cooldown. And it does just get an insane amount of damage up against a hero who has low base armor.
Oh. Pudge bites the dust, and Shashla left to his own devices here on the bottom lane. But he has managed to cheat out a lot of levels. A level 5 Beastmaster, missing that last hit on the Siege Wagon, but a level 5 Beastmaster already. Going for the Beast into creature, no, pet build, which is okay, kind of cute. The no Axis build though. Sometimes I think it's better to take one in Axis to aggro the creep wave when it hits your tower.
Yeah, this is a really like kind of passive build from the Beastmaster. If you're just concerned with jungling, obviously Inner Beast is going to do a lot more than the Wild Axis, and that should be primarily his concern. Baby Knight.
Ooh. Oh snap.
Okay, well,
not gonna happen.
they killed the Darkseer in the meantime while we were all watching mid.
Omni Slash? Was it Omni Slash? No, it wasn't Omni Slash. Wow, how did he even die with Surge? Must have dropped himself really low.
Yeah,
I don't see how he
Omni
could have
Slash,
died.
the only way Darkseer dies there is by a misplay on his part.
Really huge misplay there. Probably oversoldering himself. You know, something you don't really see happen too often. But Joe makes a big mistake and, you know, dies in the lane he shouldn't have. But so far, I must say that Taimai WoW has been doing decent. Okay, no, he's getting crushed 10 CS in, but it's still okay. It's not the worst. He's got Rochka there to reel that OD in, but that Observer Ward probably scouted Rochka getting into position, so this OD is not going to get caught in a compromising situation. And they're rotating that Witch Doctor down again. It's very low. Beastmaster has to play very careful here, but he does have Roar to counter up some of this lane aggression if he does want to. Rise. Oh, gonna walk right into the Pudge there. Yep, he sees the Pudge there. It's gonna be the Rot to start things off, and Rise in a lot of trouble there. Has to have that PA send in help. The heal is gonna keep him up for now, but the Beastmaster is here, and I don't think they want to go in here. And now with the cold snap, this guy's not getting out. Oh, Rise getting some assistance here from Baby Knight. Gonna get the kill, and now the Sunstrike gonna land on the PA. They body block him, and now they jump to that Invoker. Invoker gets crit. There's slows coming out. The dagger, the Fairy Fire, not gonna be enough, and that is a really, really bad case of misfire. You know, lack of focus fire. That's what I was looking for. They were all going for different targets then. As a result, all 3 Imperial heroes stay alive, and now Noya coming in as well. Rebels. Ugh. Very, very, very ill-disciplined fight there.
Hook almost interrupts Baby Knight's TP out, just short of range. That's yeah, that's really rough. Like, you even had full vision of that situation as Rebels. Like, you know that the OD is coming in. I mean, you send the Invoker to that fight. Obviously, the Imperial side are also going to send their mid laner into that fight as well. So, yeah, that situation of Invoker coming in but immediately getting imprisoned and essentially taken out of the fight by the OD means that Baby Knight is free to just do whatever the hell he wants. And he even went for a very kind of pacifist build, just maxed out Essence Aura, has the 1-point orb to deal with the Forge Spirits, only level 2 Imprison. He doesn't actually have the damage build skill-wise right now, but with his items, in Power Treads, 2 Null Talismans, he's just dropping bombs on everyone just with his normal right-click. So Rebels definitely not focusing their fire appropriately enough, and Pudge as a support doesn't actually do that much damage. Like, Rot does hurt himself as well. Meathook is really good, but it's only level 2 at this stage. Like, he couldn't kill a level 3 Witch Doctor. There was only 1 point in Voodoo Restoration
They
there.
could have killed him with the Roar, but instead of trying to get that kill on the solo Witch Doctor, they decided to get greedy and try for the PA as well. So, a lot of misinformation going around here in Rebels. It's like, you can almost say it's a lack of communication coming out both sides.
Well, they found
Okay,
Rise.
Beastmaster.
Or actually, no, they found Shosh though.
What's he doing here?
Hook.
Bail
Hook
out.
save.
No! What? Now Rod's gonna run and die as well if he's not careful.
I don't think so. But that... He literally wasn't moving, and he whiffed the hook. I don't know. It's probably one of those situations where you're screaming at your ally to stop moving so I could hook you. Yeah, Beastmaster going in a little bit too deep. His farm is still looking decent. He's 4th place in the net worth chart, actually above his friendly Invoker. Necrobook is not too far away for himself, but man, you go in like that, you gotta have some sort of plan.
Well, he did not have a plan there, and well, we're gonna feed 1 kill over to the Imperial. And looking at the gold graph, it's surprisingly not insane yet. It's only 250 in favor of Imperial, so gotta really give it to them. Staying abreast of the net worth for now, but Baby Knight is really rocking this with a 3-0, and actually still behind on the net worth, behind on that Juggernaut. The Juggernaut having more net worth than Baby Knight. Wow. And now PA
We've
catches up.
seen Rebels play a lot now, like over the course of this cup, and Seedoy has always been able to get farm, like every single situation. Most of the time it's because he hasn't really been challenged, and this is kind of one of those times. But his farm is always like at or near the top. Even when Rebels as a team fall behind, Seedoy is still on the top of the net worth chart, and he is very frequently what gets Rebels out of those situations where they are very far behind. And now I like this, like have him stop farming for a little bit just to use an Omni Slash. Unfortunately, there's no one in the area to Omni Slash, but you have that huge kill power tool. You might as well try to use it. But in the meantime, Roger top lane left alone.
This is a bad game for him.
Is this hate on Pudge day?
Oh yeah, Harlem Pudge Day. Alright. But I really like this D2CL book thing. Lich has 1 too. Are you a fan? Oh yeah, you're not a hat guy.
You're more of a hat connoisseur than I am.
Yeah.
I don't really know why he has a book. Oh, Tamai Wild, you should not be there.
Dead. Yeah. Here comes the build up from Pudge, so...
Go miss.
Nicely saved there. And, this guy got hooked out, so he's gonna be pretty happy about that. Pudge hits level 6, so that's a really key point in his combo. He really needs the bite after to secure some better kills. There is still the OD to rune is fun, but we'll have to see what is the plan here. Oh, the hook goes out! Ooh, finds the D2CL, but not level 4 hook, so he doesn't find him. So would have been a nice little reel in as well. But Invoker does get his Midas, and that's gonna be cool for him. Get that farm on the board, start that gold rolling in, and Seedoy still keeping slightly ahead of this PA for now. We'll see what he does decide to build up. Does look like the standard Yasha first build. They're gonna Raw Noya maybe? No. Just gonna come in and just posture a little bit here. Seedoy doesn't really want to use a level 1 Omni Slash if he can afford it. Wait till level 2 for more effect. Cooldown is kind of lengthy at the start.
I mean, if you have a Roar and a Sunstrike and an Omni Slash, you're going to be killing anyone. But obviously, there has to be no support there, and Hessa Joey is one of the tankier heroes on the Imperial side, so there is that to consider as well. Yeah, as I said, level 6 on Pudge, very important, because Rebels don't really have all that much in the way of stuns. I mean, Invoker has a handful, kind of like Cold Snap, but everyone else is kind of just isolated in their ultimate, so it is kind of hard to keep tabs on heroes like Phantom Assassin. Work around that Astral Imprisonment as well, that's pretty difficult. They are actually just going to set up for a straight on push because they do have the Chaotic Offering, they have the Omni Slash. If they can land a hook,
as well.
it'll be really bad for Imperial.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, it's Rebels to pause, so I guess that's kind of good for Imperial, actually.
They're like, oh no. And this bird is watching everything for them. Yeah, you can see, like, they can see most of the enemy heroes. They can't see the OD, but I think starting for Raw and PA would just mean that he is banished, so I don't know if they want to start it this way, so we'll see how it goes.
Rebels have to
There's
leave.
a hook
They
as
can't
well.
fight this anymore.
Oh, there's the rock to start things off, and they hook out the Darkseer. That's perfect. They immediately zone with the Warlock Golem. They pick off the Darkseer. The dagger flies out, but it's not going to be enough there. The amplified damage goes out. They get the OD. Is there a Sunstrike? There is. The Omni Slash lands. It will not land enough damage on that OD because of all the creeps tanking, but now they spin him. Is that enough? There's a crit right on top. And speaking of crits, PA comes in with the counter crit, gets the Juggernaut down, and now Shashklo amped up, probably gonna go down. Yeah, doesn't have anything. They run away from this and they lose their heroes, but they do get the tier 1 as well as an OD Darkseer kill. I wouldn't say that's the most worth it, but it's an average trade, I would say.
Considering that pause situation where Imperial see everyone in Rebels coming in, that was actually extraordinary for Rebels. Like, I said that they had to get out, but Chaotic Offering into Hook was not a combo I was actually expecting, and they still get the Roar pick off, even though Imperial, they do obviously roar the OD, and he's unable to imprison himself in the duration.
Oh!
Ace.
That's great, and with Sunstrike as well, no saving for this one, and that's why Punch is such a great hero. With the combo of the Sunstrike, you just have so much burst damage, even on an overfarmed hero like a PA right now. It's still very easy to just pick her off because of that Sunstrike burst. So, very well done. Getting another kill on the board there. Rebels finally having that Punch pick off, or rather that Punch pick paying off, and we have them actually taking net worth advantage now, and they're going for the Roshan. Very quick on that response there.
They don't have a Chaotic Offering for 70, but Imperial are also kind of off their timing right now. Noi would love to have a Blink Dagger, and he does have it, but he's not in the area, so essentially there is no Blink Dagger on Slardar. They could have fought this if Imperial didn't lose their PA, if they had the Blink Dagger right now, and it would be really rough times for the Rebels. But they're going to grab the double life, and now they're starting to creep away with the net worth advantage, and this is really where their ultimates start to come into play. They have all of these kind of one-hit kill ultimates, like the Omni Slash, the
Rashka.
Hook is usually just a one-hit kill thing, the Chaotic Offering is at the first kill. Game of Wild.
Going in on the Invoker, I'm not sure this is the best plan because they do have that instant revive, the double life as you say. Roshka getting the hook in on Ace. There's the fatal bonds and everything, but the wall goes through, picks up the Beastmaster and the Punch. Ace still alive here. The Juggernaut gets busted crit. Oh, Ace. He brought RNG with him, and he gets the kill then. Despite that Aegis, they do not get away with anything big, and Invoker did manage to ghost walk away, so he does save that extra life, so to speak, but I don't think he wants to drop the rock here.
Slardar is he found him. Missed the crush, unfortunately. Ghost walks and things. But I mean that's just the difference of Imperial without items, and then I mean that was obviously the fight before, and now with items, 4-staff OD. I think Mechanism was not picked up on Darkseer earlier. They obviously have a Blink Dagger on Slardar as well. So Imperial, they have their net worth pretty much working full time for them at this point. Look at like Juggernaut's net worth. Yasha is good, of course, but not amazing for fights compared to a Blink Dagger. Hand of Midas on Invoker, very much so the same. So Imperial do have still the ability to take these engagements, especially if they get the initiation off with the Slaughter, and Rebels don't get the initiation off with a Beastmaster or a Hook or something along those lines.
Yeah, they do get all their ultimates off cooldown again, so they immediately take that smoke, look to make that power play. They still have that double life, so essentially that lost fight was just costing them a tier 1. And they could look to get a big kill into tier 2 here. So a potential good trade here could come out here for Rebels, but they have to play this fight real crisp, or maybe get a good hook into Sunstrike here. I think that is their easiest way to secure a advantage. But right now, no heroes are showing on the map, so Imperials are definitely going to be playing on the defensive here, but Rebels are now pulling down to the bottom lane. Looks like they want to just challenge the tower outright. Don't really want to make any sneaky plays, just going straight in for the objective. And I like what the PA is doing, just applying pressure where they're on enemies and try and get a trade going.
This tower, like up against a Pudge and a Beastmaster, is pretty much impossible to defend for Imperial, so Rebels know that this is probably something that Imperials are not going to take. They're just going to swoop in, grab the extra bag of cash, probably pressure the high ground just to get Imperial back into their base. They can still fight if they land their big ultimates. They still have a level 2 Omni Slash, they still have this Aegis to the Immortal. Imperial, they can't really afford to call this bluff for Rebels. They have to fall back because Rebels have so much push power,
Beastmaster,
and they're going to get to work.
This tier 3 is gone. And the thing about Imperial is they have to start the Dark Seer. He doesn't have that Blink. He goes for the Vac, but the Banish comes out, and that really ruins that initiation. So that's 28 seconds without that vacuum, and Seedoi immediately goes for the Rax. The Glyph is up, but no, there isn't even any Glyph. And now the Crush comes in. It will start on the Juggernaut, but is it going to be enough? No crits here. Seedoi debuffs that amplified damage. They got the melee Rex. They should be happy and get out of here right now. And it looks like it will be that plan. And wow, 3 Rax here. Imperial caught with their pants down, and they lose some infrastructure in their base. And Rebels immediately pull out, and just like the hit on the Death Star, they go in and they go out. Well, great stuff.
I mean, they only got half of it, right? That's where the next movie comes in. They have to get the other kind of half of it. So
okay, okay, this is like sniping the shield generator then, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
I'll give you that.
So they snipe the shield generator. That's it. Okay. This is the Battle of Hoth. Oh man, I really enjoy casting this Star Wars. But
well, I mean, that was Imperial definitely out of position. Being a melee Rax down 18 minutes in does hurt a lot, but they do have PAOD who are usually able to clear that out pretty easily. Their smoke unfortunately gets scanned out from Rebels as well. Rebels simply just have to chill for another 90. They won't have an Aegis by that time, but the advantage they got off of that free Rax pick is big enough to probably make that worthwhile. So Imperial, their fights were capable, as I said earlier, but now they have to take fights while having pressure on the bottom lane. And of course, pressure on the bottom lane means that there may be a Beastmaster there may be a Pudge there. You may just instantly die if you send one hero to defend against that. The game got a lot tougher for Imperial, even though there's 7 kills ahead.
Yeah. Right, so Take My While, holding on to this Aegis is more of a deterrence than anything. And really gonna enjoy the extra gold coming from the Rexes as well. Something to note. Rexes now give a lot of money. Well, not now.
And it's a lot less money for Imperial in this bottom lane.
Yeah, like it reduces the gold as well. And someone always has to deal with it. You know, always have to have housekeeping in the bottom lane. And like you said, a snipe from Beastmaster or Pudge is very possible with the Sunstrike. So has to play very careful here. Juggernaut once again at the top of the net worth, and Seedoi picking up that Manta, so more removal here for that amplified damage, can dodge up daggers and stuff. Rise a little bit out of position here, doesn't have observers looking out for him, so he should be okay, should be safe from Rochka, and they peel away. Taking some damage on that tier 2, but Rebels keep it alive.
They send Baby Knight to the bottom lane for a little bit, he clears out a wave or 2, and the situation is not any better here. So they still need him to be down here. Travels at this point is a lot more of an important item for Imperial than otherwise should be, but it's only 20 minutes in the game. You don't really want to, if you can afford it, spend gold on Travels. But bottom Raxes, they're dying.
Oh wow.
I don't think they're savable at this point. Oh.
Saved by the creep wave, but it's not for long. They have to come back here. The super creeps
are looking for a fight.
Work.
They're using this kind of as a bait for Rebels to think that Imperial are going to move back. Rebels are just gonna look. Imperial are gonna look for a fight where Rebels may think that Imperial are falling back, but
no, they're not.
Nothing that they can do.
More money. The Rex goes down. They all get 225, and they're baiting Seedoi. And they always have to punch for the bailout as well. And this Beastmaster Hawk coverage is just why this hero is picked. Not mainly for the Roar, but the Aura, the Hawks are just so powerful. The utility the Beastmaster offers is just so good. Now I feel kind of silly calling it 3-0, 3-1. Rebels. Looks like they did their homework for this grand final. But I still could be calling it a little bit early, you know, with PA, you never know. 3 crits later, you suddenly got a 5-0 team fight. Could always happen.
PA, Desolator, Vlads with amplified damage. Like, you're looking at definitely like 2-shot territory on even heroes like Juggernaut if you roll lucky on the Phantom Assassin. So it's definitely not out of the question that Imperial make a comeback from this. But if Rebels keep playing the way they have been, especially in their group ups, in their pushing of objectives, it'll be really tough for Imperial to actually do anything about this. Imperial actually have to get into a heads-up fight. They need OD to land a big ultimate. They need Darkseer most of all to land a big ultimate.
But there's still a Manta. I think if the Jug's fast enough, he can dodge Slaughter stuns and stuff. So there's still a Darkseer that could be annoying. But I think they decide to take their chances on the high ground. I mean, they screw up this fight, they're pretty much out of game 1. So they have to play this one really crisp here. They got Blink and 4-star from Baby Knight, so a lot of utility, but not a lot in the terms of damage as well as tankiness. So they have to be very careful here with Baby Knight. Still rather fragile given the state of things, and looks like they're just pulling back, you know, just starving Imperial slowly. And already pick up that Midas on Warlock, so it's going to be the slow climb to Aghanims. And Roshan's up with a double damage right outside. Nice.
Jeez. I was gonna say, yeah, Roshan is up as soon as Rebels retreat. I did not see that double damage rune, which they also had last time they roached.
Oh, check. Guys, you pick up the DD, you don't check. It's like Gaben pointing you the way. Why else would a DD spawn outside? Huh?
Send a bird in, send a Forge Spirit in.
He's gonna kick himself. In. I mean, it was right outside. He could have just walked in, but you know, he's gonna be kicking himself when the DD runs out, and it's like, okay, what have I been doing in my life?
Well, also, like, is there a really high possibility that Imperial are able to crash this Roshan in the next minute? I guess it's slightly higher since bottom Raxes was taken instead of like top Raxes, which would make this a lock for Rebels. But Imperial, they're really just going to be under the gun here. They can't afford to let Rebels get a free Aegis, otherwise we have the same exact situation as we saw in the bottom lane earlier. But at the same time, Rebels can just afford to sit back and mess with Imperial in their attempt to kill Roshan because they have the full vision, they have a Pudge, they have a Blink Roar. Imperial cannot take this Rosh very safely.
Yeah, if they get one of their key members hooked out in Sunstrike, then that's almost the game lost right there. And having pushed out a little bit, Taimai Wow will now join his team now in the bottom lane. We'll see how this fight goes. It's crucial that Imperial win this fight. A lost fight here would mean Aegis and probably a devastating objective loss. So we'll have to see what happens here. Oh, they're gonna jump forward. Taimai Wow gonna start. The Roar goes out onto OD. A really good target start. And the Rock as well. They start off with the Omni Slash. Get the OD right away. So he's removed from the fight. A bite on the Slaughter as well. The Witch Doctor ultimate are gonna be a little bit tricky here for the team here, but Ace gonna jump in, look for the Invoker pick, but in the end he gets his bluff called and he will get punished under the tower there. Kited for days, he gets 2 crits on the Warlock, so he gets a nice little kill, but in the end they lose 4, and that's gonna be Aegis and possibly game. Still a little bit early to call it, but it's gonna be Aegis, and that was a 4-man wipe there. That's huge.
Rebels used all of their spells, and Imperial pretty much used none of them. There was a wall in the middle of that, but no Eclipse because the OD was dropped so quickly. Phantom Assassin like needs to be able to get in there under the cover of everyone else's initiation, and Rebels, they initiated perfectly. Not only did they get the Roar off first, they also got it on the OD, the only hero that can actually save someone else on the Imperial side. No one else really has that save capability, and with the Rock dropping immediately afterwards, there's no chance to cast any spells, no blinks, no crushes, no nothing, because you're just stunned up by the Warlock ultimate. Yes, it is going to be another 100 seconds until the Warlock has another one of those. But in the meantime, they killed off Roche. They have the Aghanims now on the Invoker. There's 2,200 gold in the Juggernaut. Like, this tier 2 tower, at least in the mid lane, is forfeit right off the bat for Imperial, and the secondary set of Raxes, I think it's going to be under pressure soon.
Yeah, the Zoo's gonna be in town, and the problem with this Aegis, and that means that you can't afford to jump in and not get a kill. Or if you get a kill on the Aegis and you blow all your ultimates, you're in a lot of trouble because you already put yourself in a compromising situation. When you knock the guy down, you need to have him stay down, and this time the Juggernaut has the Aegis, so he can just run up and hit that Rax, hit that buildings, have the pets around him, helping him out, and the rest of Rebels just sitting behind. I think it's a really good backline that Imperial are going to have a lot of problems breaking through. Without a BKB on PA, I don't think they can take any fights, so that should be her next goal.
BKB isn't even like that good here, but you still need it. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you get kited by Invoker, or I mean, just the Invoker Cold Snap can ruin you. With a Shadow Word and Cold Snap, you can't move.
Like, there's so many things that go through, but it's still a necessity because there's so many things that it will still block. And that's just the amount of tools that Rebels have at their disposal right now. Even bottom lane being denied, like, usually it's whatever, it's a tier 1 tower being denied, not the end of the world. But in this situation, when you're Imperial, your OD is pretty much on the bottom of the totem pole in the net worth department. Yeah, the Imperial side, they really do well with like long, drawn-out engagements. That's where Phantom Assassin, her mobility comes into play. That's where OD and his orbs come into play. Rebels just have too much damage for that. Like, they're not going to let a fight drag on.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with the synergy on the team right now. I think that Beastmaster, you know, selecting his target and then having the Warlock Golem stun right as the stun ends to chain it up for another 1 second for the Sunstrike to hit, and then the Omni Slash. It was really powerful. You know, the Warlock Golem just creates this hole in the middle of the team fight where you don't really want to cross. It's kind of like a D2CL wall as well. Aerial denial, and it just really separates the team fight really well. So there's a BKB on the PA. I'm surprised he got it up so fast. Wow. Did he sell something for it? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think he just had like gold in the bank that he wasn't really.
He had 2,000
no
gold the last time I looked at him. Yeah. It's like you said, you know, the BKB is gonna help with some things, but it's still a problem with the rock, with the bite, with the roll. It's a lot of things that he has to deal with. And now Cedo is just gonna punish with the constant pressure on the tower. He has the Aegis, so he's not too worried about it. But whoa! A big vac into the crush, and the back lines there. Rapture immediately pops that Ghost Scepter. There's a big Sanity's Eclipse here from the OD. We'll get that kill there. They do get the Invoker, and the Punch, and the Warlock, and the Beastmaster as well. Now Cedo left alone there without his team, and that's a sudden turn of events here. I'm really surprised. Didn't even see that one coming. Imperial get the jump there with the bait in the front, and then getting the kill in the back. Now Cedo, can he get out of this? He needs to run away. He diffuses Ace there. He gets the blink in 1 second, but the Iron Shell in the forward gets him, and the secondary vacuum pulls him back in. And a sudden team wipe here. Imperial score big here in that team fight. 5-1, losing only the Slaughter and getting an Aegis. That was huge.
Jeez.
That vac hit the crush.
That was insanity. Back into Crush with PA being in the mix there as well. Like, she didn't waste any time. She was in there from the get-go. It was actually Baby Knight who was there a little bit late, actually. But that's something we haven't seen yet. Like, Hesta Joe's vacuums have, for the most part, not done anything. And vacuum wall Crush is a great portion of this Darkseer Slardar combo. Like, they're good together in lane. They're able to pressure with the double Iron Shells, double melee. It kind of turns into a brawl fest. But later on, you're able to do stuff like that, where you're able to catch, what was that, 4 heroes in a clump from the Rebels side. Now that was a great fight for the Imperials. That is something that is impossible to deny. But for Rebels, they still have control of this game. I mean, that was a gross misplay on the Rebels' part of clumping too close together, but we didn't see that one coming. Rebels sure as hell didn't see that one coming. Rebels still can probably shrug that one off and still look to take wins, because it's so hard for Imperial to replicate. Oh no, the bite goes on to the PA. I'm not sure that's gonna be enough. The creeps are blocking her though, so there was no hook possibility there for Roshka. Gotta be pissed with those creeps that are really blocking him there, and in the end, a failed assassination here on the PA. I felt like if the creeps weren't there, could have gotten a hook and finished her off, and it would have been a really big snipe. Trading Pudge for PA would have been huge, but now without that Pudge, I like what Cedo is doing. He's pressuring that mid lane so that they have to respond to this somehow and slow down this push there on the middle lane. And nice scan coming out from the Dire. Cedo checking to see if there are threats here, but he has used his crush though, so he has to be careful. And Manta, yes, Manta dodges it. No, he punished right away, and the Omni Slash goes out into Ace as well. They blink away, they force all the TPs back, so that's the goal there. Prevent the tier 2 from going down and getting a nice pick in the process. So very nice play from Cedo. I was waiting for that all game, the Manta dodge on this crush. Again, Rebels still have like an incredibly farmed Juggernaut. The Invoker's on top of the net worth chart. The early game Rax taking on their side got the Warlock a pretty early hand of Midas, who is level 2 rock, plus a lot of extra gold, obviously. Imperial have got to be careful. Joe is
Raw, Sunstrike to follow as well. The Rock, they want to take no chances on Ace and Joe, but they have to get them off. Oh, they gotta kill him. Okay, that banish might have just killed him. Punch. Oh, he blinked away. Oh, that was great. They get out, and they wasted the Rock as well. The PA now comes in, looking for Shashlo. Do they get the banish? They do! That thing is such a short cooldown. Gets the banish there, onto the Beastmaster. They get the Tornado across though, but Shashlo dropping really low, not dying just yet, but another orb flies through. And they do get the kill there. The gem is lost. And Rebels making little mistakes here and there. The Ghost Scepter the Ghost Walk gonna slow down Ace a little bit, but the gem now picked up there on Rise. The bite going on to Slaughter. Nice little kill once again. Pudge getting a solo on the Slaughter. And meanwhile, Juggernaut pressuring that middle lane. Might get punished for this. He doesn't have his blink tag and the wall is there. He pops the healing ward, but I think he's going down. So yeah, That's him making a mistake there that they may not be able to.
They found the Juggernaut in the.
Oh wait, never mind. They got
though.
the gem back.
Dude,
What?
freaking worth it for Imperial. Sacrifice all your supports. Nobody cares. Kill a Juggernaut who's trying to split push in the meantime. That is so great for Imperial. I actually don't know what's going on in this game because it's turning around like so freaking quickly. Like the racks dropped, like what was that, 17 minutes in, and Imperial were on the back foot ever since then, and now suddenly they're like almost rallying. It seems like around this Darkseer mostly, but yeah, they're actually starting to get some initiations off. It's still very, very difficult to keep replicating that and keep taking consistently good fights. A lot easier for Rebels to do that on their part, but they absorb a Warlock ultimate and they walk away pretty much scot-free. Like all the important heroes do end up surviving, and now we look, geez, we have 2 Mystic Staffs on this courier. That's a Shiva's, that's an Octarine, and a Manta Style completed for Imperial. They just got a huge infusion of power.
Are they actually gonna win this game 1? What? Turn it around, maybe? Oh, Roshan respawns right as the Rebels walk into it. So this could be a chance for them to snipe that cheese before things get a little bit too heated here, but they have to do it fast. Game was not like it was a few minutes ago.
You did say earlier that even though they're really behind, it's too early to call it.
Huh?
And like you kept on giving conditions, like if Imperial lose this whatever, then it might just be GG, and they didn't really lose that.
It's
fight.
just jinxing,
they,
you know, good old jinxing to make things interesting. You know that.
You just kept on setting conditions that if this happened, they would have lost, and I agree with you. Like if those things happened, they would have lost. But they didn't let those things happen. Like they just played so well around all those conditions that you set, and now they find themselves, who we say, at parity, even being a racks down. Like the golden EXP lead is negligible at this stage.
Yeah. The Roshan is up, but they're not in position to contest this. Seedoy might find a DD. Yeah, he does. That's the 3rd one this game. The Boar still looking out for Roshan, just being the watch pig for now. And I like this pressure coming up from Tamai Wild. It's going to apply some pressure top, maybe force some heroes back, and then rush for that Roshan. Really good play coming out here. And with this constant pressure on the bottom lane, you know, Imperial just have to keep the pressure up to make sure they don't lose control of this lane. And in the end, Rebels could try for a little bit of a suffocation technique and get the picks here that they need, but the Illusion's just causing a lot of trouble for this lane equilibrium. Oh, he blinks forward! Oh, ace! Raw, start things off. Where's that Sunstrike? Maybe you have to start with the bite. Yep, they do. Continue with the bite, and the teammates just too far away for the help, and now Tamai Wow strikes down the PA with no buyback. That could be Roshan. Mega kill down the drain as well. Seedoy gonna be jumping for joy here. Baby Knight might want to look for him, but Seedoy says, I am going for Aegis. Skips along right down the river into the Rosh Pit. We'll look for that cheese and Aegis, and I wonder which is which actually. Which is going on which one? Cheese maybe for an Invoker? Possibility here. Oh, okay, they just had to go.
Invoker dies.
Just had to lose him, right? Alright, so they lose Tamai Well, but they do get Aegis, which I would think is the bigger deal here. The 3rd Aegis in the game goes to the Rebels.
And Aegis for Seedoy, cheese for the Beastmaster. They may pitch the cheese over towards the Invoker, have him ditch the drums. I want to say that Blinken from the PA was a misclick and he meant to dagger, and then fat fingered and ended up using Phantom Strike instead. I don't know. That's not a situation you go
nice
into
of you to say.
Ever. Like, he had no allies in like 5,000 range of him. Like, what the hell are you gonna do there as PA? So yeah, that happened, and then Invoker also thought he was safe over mid lane, so he threw away his life, which is actually huge for Imperial. Like PA, she didn't have buyback. I guess Invoker also doesn't have buyback, so far not having those lack of buybacks being punished on either side. Imperial are still holding on despite that little bit of a mishap there from Ace, and now we'll see if they can kind of split push their way into just delay tactics from make sure that their other lanes aren't going to be pushed.
Okay, is there any reason Seedoy is going Mjolnir? I mean, apart from the attack speed, the lightning clear on the waves, you know. Is there a good reason why you want to pick this over other items?
It's really good up against Illusions, Darkseer, and Manton Phantom Assassin. I think that's probably like the vast majority of why he's doing that.
Maybe he doesn't want to get Battle Fury and he wants a similarly good wave push damage item.
Static Charge, though, is also really good up against Imperial. Like, they're very, very heavy in the right clicks.
Okay.
Mjolnir is just a great item to have up against wall, because you have so many things attacking you, or attacking, against the Static Charge. You'll be able to clear them out with the lightning. I do think that this is probably better than Battle Fury.
All right. Here we go. Gonna be pushing in. And he allows him to attack really fast as well. And Mjolnir's lightning chain range.
D2CL has always really loved to play around this kind of like split push the waves and then spin TP out kind of tactics. And I mean, Mjolnir just makes you push like nobody's business.
Yeah. That allows you hit really fast as well. Shashlo clearing out wards. And they're just chilling, They're not gonna do too crazy outlandish pushes right now. They're just squeezing in the map. The bottom lane pushes naturally, and they want to make sure that there is no outs here for Imperial as they squeeze them to death. But Imperial not going to take this one lying down. They're going to roam out of their base, peek out of there. They're all missing from the map, so that's going to give Rebels a little cause for concern. But are they going to react accordingly? There's a TP down to the bottom by Shashlo. So he could be losing his gem here.
He sees, I think, 4 heroes in this bottom lane. He only doesn't know that Baby Knight's here, so he should know that this is not a safe place to go into lane. I don't think there's any situation where Imperial check Shashlo's location right now, though.
Summons the bird. Yep.
If Ryze sees the bird, they may check it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, he sees Ryze.
Can he cancel a TP?
Oh, this is big. Oh, he cancels the Darkseer. That's huge. And the Sunstrike as well. But Shashlo, does he pay with his life? The Necro 3 units come in. They cancel that TP on whatever they were looking to TP in, but they immediately lose their Darkseer TP. So this could be huge for this incoming push. The Beastmaster, does he have his boots of travel? No, he doesn't have his boots of travel. So he's going to be sticking here as well for this fight. Darkseer got to walk back. But, oh, Invoker looking to catch him. Will he find him? The blind snipe here could be crazy. Say my wow. Jump forward, finds him. There's the cold snap. There's the rock as well. The Daphne Blast. It's gonna land though. It doesn't hit though exactly. And now it's a couple of spells missed there. Oh, Darkseer nearly getting caught there, but in Juggernaut running deep in there, getting Ryze there. That's a big kill to get. Seedor getting caught there by that Juggernaut spin as well. The Manta are going to be dodging with the spin as well. The Pudge looking for the hook. Doesn't find the OD, but the Tornado comes in, spins the PAs up. Ace gets a crit there, so Juggernaut's Aegis has been popped there. Joe's getting caught as well. Noya a little bit too far up. We'll find the Pudge pick, and now Baby Knight in trouble. Ace throws out the dagger, finds Shashlo. Is of course it's a crit. Now Shashlo in a lot of trouble, amped up as well, gets chopped down by the enemy, and gets brought down. Seedoy on the way out. There's a triple kill on the Ace. Now can he get more? Manta Illusions gets deployed here. Noya still scouting out for this, looking for that crush. The amp damage gonna get removed immediately by Seedoy. Gets a blink in 1 second, gets hit. 2, 1, needs to face boots. He gets crushed. That's trouble for him. Gets hit, and there you go, the nuke from the Eclipse as well, and they get the Juggernaut. Why were they diving there, Mike? Why were they diving?
I love the idea there from Rebels with the Beastmaster. Like, you know that the enemies are going to be teleporting back. Beastmaster usually has enough to insta-give people with Sunstrike, and I think it was just the Beastmaster and Sunstrike, but usually you get the kill there. So you essentially take your Beastmaster out for another hero for Imperial, and then that's usually going to be okay. They went a little bit too far there. Like I mentioned earlier, Imperial are really, really good at taking these long, drawn-out engagements. That's where the Imprison is really good for the OD. Arcane Orb as well gets insane, and Phantom Assassin, of course, is great in those situations. Rebels kind of give that situation to Imperial, where they're not all in at the same time, Rebels. They're not even all there. And Imperial are just able to keep playing around this Astral Imprisonment, which makes Focus Fire impossible. Like, whoever you're focusing is obviously just going to get put into the bubble, so Imperial
got to be
a magnificent fight, and now I think we can call them ahead.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just pushed top without the Darkseer there and got to some pretty good results, but now we got Lincolns on everybody. So it's going to be very hard to roll, and I'm kind of sad, honestly. I thought Rebels had a chance to make this series interesting, but with this loss, it just really shows that Imperial are just that much ahead of the opposition. I call it a loss, but this downward spiral of net worth loss. That's what I meant. But they're on their way to Lost Town, if that's what.
They just need one good initiation. Like what we have seen in the past from Rebels is this fight starts off with a Blink Roar on Baby Knight, take him down, use the Warlock ultimate to cover him, and usually that's going to be a win. It's so much more difficult now that Baby Knight has the Octarine Core for just health, and of course Lincoln Sphere, which I don't think the Beastmaster can pop by himself. He has to use the Mana Burn on the Necro Archer. I don't think that's actually doable, at least not realistic. So yeah, double Lincoln Sphere on the Imperial side means that they shouldn't be Blink Roared upon to start off a fight.
They scout Roshan again with the Sunstrike. The smoke is there for Imperial, so they're looking for targets, but Seedor could get caught out here. The Crush a little bit off the mark, and the wall has been expended, so that is that, I guess.
Maybe he was hoping that he was randomly going to get another hero. Wall's down, which is important for Imperial. If they have a vacuum, they can still get away with, you know, Vacuum Crush, and that even without the wall is still doable. But Rebels know that the wall's down. Let's see if they can make anything happen. I'm not sure if it's really in the cards, though. It looks like either way, Rebels aren't being pushed, which is great for them. They're able to get back onto the field with the Mjolnir and start pushing out those waves.
Yeah, for a team that secured Rex at 18 minutes, this doesn't look like a game. And Rebels are looking to get a Hail Mary gank here. Maybe a catch on Baby Knight would be huge. But can they get it? Seedor getting banished. So Banish is down for a while. The Alacrity goes out onto the Jug. He sends illusions forward. The Necro units as well. Oh, there's the Dispel! They block the Lincolns with that Andy on the slash. You called it, Mike. They got him. And down the PA goes in with the double crit stack. Takes out the Warlock. The hook out will save the Beastmaster. Not sure if it was a save on accident, but another crit takes out the Jug. And now Ace is with that BKB. Gonna be pretty unstoppable. The Ice Wall is gonna lock things down there. Ace the Joe takes an EMP to the face. Roshka gets hit by the dagger. Gets hooked and another crit. Gets blown away. And now Tame by Wall has to go Scepter away, but the dust is there. They find him. They BKB out, so there will not be any daggers to slow him down. But now the pullout comes, and Rebels on their way out as Ace just crits his way down to Victory Town. They did get the Dispel, Mike, but they didn't win the fight.
And OD was like 13 gold away from buyback, which was actually really big for Rebels. If the OD was able to buy back there, that fight would have just absolutely melted. The Rebels push and the Imperial would have just cleaned house there, but yeah, Ace is one of the luckier, skillful, I should say, Phantom Assassins. I mean, we've seen that every single time he's played. It seems like crits always come out when it matters. Getting a big crit on a Juggernaut, yeah, that's pretty darn good. Even with the initiation on Rebels' terms, they now have to deal with the Phantom Assassin, who is absolutely dishing, and her build isn't really that offensive. Like, most of her items are like kind of
it's Amplified. Amplified is making it really powerful.
BKB, Lincoln's BKB, Manta, and Vlad's are all like kind of defensive. She's still trucking with like 1,300 damage crits, something along those lines.
Yep. This did it to the chicken. But yeah, of course, with Amplified damage, I mean, it's a well-known combo. You know, you have that. Okay, maybe Ace. But that was still pretty cool. They got the Dispel on the Lincolns with the Mana Burn and then blinking with the Roar. That was pretty cool. And now they amp up, look for Roshan, but I think they're advising themselves against it. Don't really want to get caught in the choke point with Fatal Bonds and Rocks. So looking into this game, would Ursa have been better here? Or is PA still the better choice?
Ursa would have had a better early game at the expense of like late game power, which, I mean, if it came to this same situation, PA is obviously better. I don't know, there's way too many things that would have changed. I think like the game plan for both those heroes, the way they operate is similar enough that it shouldn't really have any huge swings in how this game has actually progressed. The Blink Strike, or the Phantom Strike from Phantom Assassin, obviously is a pretty big tool here just to obviously catch up, but also getting out of those fights. The Ursa doesn't have that until he gets Blink, and even then it's cancelled.
Yeah, and Rebels are posturing top, whereas Imperials are looking for bottom. So do they actually get the force back here? They need to force Imperials back. I don't think they can afford to give up this Rax advantage that they have right now. This early pressure on that lane is very important to them. They see the pressure going on, they scan out their bottom lane as well, so they know the position of those heroes. But they're only using minions right now to settle this tower. The EMP comes in, Ace taking quite a bit of damage. He doesn't have the Aegis on him, so he has to play careful here. He jumps forward, clears out the summons. Tower is low, but they do get the force out here. They lose the tier 2. So Rebels, they get a little bit more space, a little bit more breathing space. But what items can they pick up now for? Oh, wow, refresher orb. Ooh, that's nasty.
I was thinking like Darkseid with Sheep Stick is just gonna make this game very difficult for Rebels, but Refresher Orb is definitely going to do something very similar. Replicating Rebels heroes isn't really the best. Getting a Juggernaut copy and a Beastmaster copy, that's big game. But you don't really need like a massive amount of walls. The uptime for Vacuum, I would say, and Shiva's Guard might just be more important there. I do think that Sheep Stick is probably better than Refresher Orb, but this has a higher peak of impact, let's say. Like it can do a lot more, whereas Sheep Stick has a lot more consistency.
Yeah. The Warlock has picked up his Aghanim, so that's 2 rocks. I think he had it for the previous fight as well. Really looking for that level 16 now, so you see him Fatal Bonding the bottom wave and trying to get the push going. Oh, PA's there. That's bad. So you get crit.
Josh, though, top.
Yeah, he gets crit. And they lose their Beastmaster. This is not looking good. The Warlock just wanted to get his level 16.
They can't get to the PA in time. That was like everyone else from Imperial ganking the Beastmaster top, who I mean, the Pudge saw them there earlier. The Beastmaster shouldn't have been there in the first place. Not entirely sure what that was about.
And why are they pushing now?
I don't know. There's no TP on the Slardar. There's no TP.
There's nothing to push here.
Yeah.
Scan.
I mean, everyone else has TPs.
Run Pudge. No, Pudge. No. Why would you TP there?
Well.
Oh, nice cast reflection. Yeah, got the playing. Hit. No, he's still dead.
You're running from a Slardar. That's never gonna happen.
He's running for the Sunstrike snipe.
Oh, Sunstrike.
Oh, he doesn't get it. That was close. Good effort. That was a pretty good effort.
Yeah, trying to make the best out of a shitty situation. Gotta hand it to him. That was as good as it would have gotten, obviously. But Rebels are starting to throw some heroes away. They do pick up 2 big items in the meantime, though. Refresher for Beastmaster, which has a lot more consistency than Refresher on Darkseer, and of course the Sheep Stick on the
OD actually finished his TP. This could be big. Oh, the Banish forward. No, the Blink forward. He does have Aegis, so he's not so fearful of this. The Juggernaut is split pushing a little bit. Yes. Got the TP out. Yeah, he does. So he slows down this creep wave with his illusions as well. So there's not much in the way of a push here coming up for that top lane. The Rock goes down middle lane, clears out this creep wave. So just buying time here, Rebels. I did not expect this game to go 50 minutes, I'm telling you.
It's an 18-minute Raxing, that's...
Yeah, 18-minute Raxing is a 50-minute game, all good.
I mean, usually when you lose Raxes that early, you just lose the game, since the team that takes Raxes are so far ahead. Someone got imprisoned.
Juggernaut.
That's Seedoy? Oh, that's not good.
Spin. He does have spin, so there's that. Oh, that's a rock. That's a good rock as well as a choke point. That's what they want. The Deafening Blast is there. The OD forced to hide away from his troubles, but the Ace PA is here to slay, and really, Fervian, no way out of this. Amplified, and the dagger to the face. He takes him out, and that's 3 heroes lost, the Juggernaut included. And Taimaiwal trying his best to split push here, but Imperial, I think they're not taking no for an answer now. They're going to be knocking down that front door of that Rebel base, and this is the Empire Strikes Back, I guess. Aegis time's out, so that's a nice little plus for Rebels, I guess. Oh, Invoker going for the rat! Was that a first
amplified damage crit on Ace?
Yeah.
That's disgusting, dude.
One shot, right?
Yeah. Like, Ion Shell and Crush was the only other damage source there, which doesn't really do that much. The Pudge is Lotus Orb, so he has a lot of armor. I say that, a lot of armor. He got one shot by Ace, but Ace is pretty scary.
No cold snap. Oh, a little odd combo there. Coming out, no cold snap. Sunstrike as well. Just try and do some stalling here, but really, without the rest of his team, he can't really go too close and risk his life. And there's the buyback. There's the backdoor protection though. So there's that. he has going for him, and another bash to follow things up there. There's the amplifier on him. He has to watch out for that PA bash in. The BKB is there. Now the Fatal Bonds are there as well. Nice little crit there going to take out the Warlock, and Ace using that BKB to stay afloat from those Invoker spells. They're going in, the Raw on the Slaughter. They will get a really minor kill here, to be honest. And the Omni Slash goes in there looking for targets, doesn't find the big ones. The Refresher comes in, Vex him, the Zuck back in. He does have that spin to dodge off that damage. This arm comes out here from the Invoker, but he's getting destroyed there by his own teammate's illusion. Say my wow, getting chopped there. The Surge coming out from the D2CL, looking for the kill. The healing ward, gonna be enough though. Blink away, will stay alive for now. The punch is there, Ace is still beyond godlike. Where's the Sunstrike? Lands and gets the hook here, and even denies himself. The punch finally scores a kill, a big one. But it's not going to be enough if they do not catch these retreating units as well. Baby Knight still cold snapped up, trying to run away. He banishes himself. There's another vacuum from Joe. The Ace PA bought back into the game. The Slaughter's there to pile on, and that's that. The Invoker, the only one left after a buyback. Triple kill here from Baby Knight, and that is what happens when you drag a game too late against a PA and an OD. Damn, 41-19.
Damn, what a freaking comeback by Imperial. Like, they had the kill lead for the vast majority of the game, and I mean the kill lead like doesn't really matter. The net worth and EXP was fairly even throughout all of it, but Rebels, even with the early reaction, just could not put it together. And get this PA just going in, man. You can't stop her.
Boom.
And even if you do stop her, you have to then stop Baby Knight, who has recovered to 2nd place in the net worth. He was like 6th for a long time in this game. But that Octarine pickup with the lower cooldown of Astral Imprison, that did a ton of work for him, and obviously just made him a lot tankier. They lost Rax's 18 minutes in, guys, and Imperial still win.
Well, I'm sure there's a really obscure kind of bet out there who gets Rexes first. I'm sure some bettors are still happy about the outcome, but overall, I think what I'm more worried is with this crushing defeat, will it affect their Game 2 performance? You know, they had a good, solid Game 1 performance. They couldn't close it out. Imperial to shut them down. Now with Game 2, do you go in a little bit stronger, or will Imperial just walk over them now? You know, the emotional defeat is what's really concerning, you know. You never want to see 3-0s.
I mean, it does suck for Rebels. There's no way that they're going to be like, all right, guys, let's go to Game 2. We're happy. No, they're obviously going to be pretty bummed. That being said, like, everyone except for Fervian are like stone cold pros. They've been around forever. They're not going to let a loss like completely tilt their game.
Oh,
and even for Fervian, I'm not really sure. I know the least about him, but everyone else, they've been around forever.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. This game kind of sucked for Rebels. You know, they had some good, promising starts. You know, that Zoo, but in the end, lose a few big team fights, and that's what happens. And Ace, well, PA, RNG crits, that's how it works. But enough about that, we'll jump into Game 2. It's a BO5, guys. You're watching the Dota 2 Champions League powered by Epic Esports Events, as well as Face It. We'll see you guys in Game number 2. Here's Mike, I'm Lysander Zenora, names on the top right corner. We'll see you guys in the next match. Much love and Kappa.